All right, are we live? It says so. What's happening, y'all? It's your man, ES the Herman Star, back again. I'm just gonna start. Everyone that's in here or not, we'll just get started. All right. So back again with another Jesus. Another live stream, another all signs reading. I don't know why I look so ashy. I swear I'm not ashy. I don't know what's wrong with this camera. Got me looking ashy as hell. I don't like that. But hey, we're doing the all signs reading as I promised every 12 subscribers. We do an all signs reading. I owe y'all two. This is going to be one of two. We hit another subscriber goal. We surpassed another 12. We're actually at 62 at this point. Um, Trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of this year. So, I mean, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe. But, you know, um, we'll start off with the order here. Let me go. I have it on a list here per Google. So the order from we're going from the first zodiac sign to the last. So, the first to the 12th. So we're going from Aries to Taurus to Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and then we end off with Pisces. Okay. So, with that being said, Aries is getting the first general read here. Uh, Aries in your chart, sun, moon, or rising. This is for you. If I don't have the timestamps up, I don't like how this thing's making me look ashy, yo. What's going on? But if I don't have the timestamps up by the time the live is over, it will definitely be there for each sign. The timestamps will definitely be there by the end of the day today, because as soon as I get done with this live, I will be doing some other stuff, but I will work on editing the live and stuff and just more so adding a timestamp. So don't fret if you do catch into this live stream late in the middle of a reading. You may have missed your sign, or so not now, obviously. I'm reading for Aries, but if you are someone that's going to tune in later on, yeah. So we start off, and I gotta block it because we're live and I don't want to get this shut down. But we start off with the Judgment card in reverse. A lot of these cards looking very familiar. I just picked these cards up for one of the signs I was just reading for yesterday. But this is self-loathing energy. Someone who is very self-critical. And the lack of introspection. It's the literally the meaning of being just judgmental of yourself, where there's a lack of introspection. And you need that in your moment. Everyone needs introspection, so it's not just something that Aries needs, but you're just in this energy, it seems right now, to where you're very much judgmental of yourself because things don't seem to be going away that you would want them to go. And I would say, instead of looking at it from the angle again of judgment of yourself and hating yourself and stuff, I would simply just reverse that judgment energy and go about it and be more introspected about what's not going well, what your issue is, why is it that you're not happy in your life right now, what the issue might be, you know um all of that. Your next card is, if I could pick it up, the Temperance card in reverse. So, this is someone who is very much desperate and impulsive. And I feel like, because again of that judgment in reverse, you are, or that plays into why you have this desperation here. Um, don't know what life is going on for you right now, Aries, but um, we all need to clean our mind. We all need to clean our conscience, and make sure that we are moving when we are. Uh, I really don't like how ashy I'm looking right now. I look like a ghost. But we really need to um move with a clear mind. And I mentioned this, I think it was the Queen of Cups, that we really need to be in this Queen of Cups upright energy, because that is someone who is moving with a clear mind, clear conscious. um they're making decisions not based off of emotion, not based off of impulse, not based off of desperation. Okay, they're able to sit there, be very much logical, but clear minded, about their situation in life, and how they're going to move forward, um if they're in a state where they're not necessarily happy. Your last card is the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is the universe telling you that you need to get some rest, essentially, because this is burnout and inactivity to the point where everything that you want to get done for yourself, for your life in general, it's not going to happen if you don't take the time and rest. And when I say rest, I'm saying more so here, rest your mind. Because again, this whole moving desperately, and then the judgment card, which I won't pick up because naked bodies, but the judgment card in reverse again. It's just what you're doing right now, what the energy is saying that you're doing right now is you're constantly in the move. Your mind is constantly racing. You're in this mode of desperation. I got to get this job. I got to do this. I got to do that. And just making impulse decisions as well when, making a decision on something, when like you're not necessarily thinking clearly. Like I said, moving in that Queen of Cups type of energy, thinking clearly about the next move, thinking clearly about, okay, if I again take this job, what is that like? How's that going to be? How's it like these hours? Can I really commit to these hours? Can I really commit to the commute to and from said place? Instead, you're moving in this energy of desperation of just, oh, I'm just going to take whatever offer that is offered because I really need the money, because I really need X, Y, and Z, you know? Um, and again, this is more so signifying a physical rest, but I'm going to tell you right now, you should first start with resting your mind. Again, clear your mind. And before you do, no, not before you clear your mind first. And then you're able to say, okay, rest your body. Because it just seems as though the rest you are getting is more so because, well, you have to go to sleep. And it's to go to sleep so you can wake up the next day and jump right back into desperation mode, you know? So I'm gonna see if I can like edit the if I can edit the yes I can. Ooh, but I don't know if how can I tell the time? All right. So even if I wanted to, oh, the time is I forgive me. I don't remember when I started this. All right. So Aries, your timestamp is gonna be you're the first sign, so it's going to be easy to spot yours. But be patient, please, Aries. I'm trying to edit the timestamps while I do the live, so I don't have to, take the time and watch through each live and watch when each sign starts. So we're at 8:53, right? 8:54 right now. So I'm gonna put that for the timestamp. No, let me do this first. Let me split these up. We just did the shuffle, so let me. Oh well, we just did the shuffle. I don't need to split them. What am I doing? All right. And I saw your. You know what? Just cause we're gonna put that down as your first card, Taurus. Bear with your boy. Doing this live, one man band. Let's say 9:24 for Taurus, not 8:24, 9:24 is when the Taurus readings start. Boom. And I don't know why I'm tripping about Aries readings, because I could just put, 0. Anyways, I'm back on track. We have one card for you because I saw it. I just decided, let me just take it at the bottom of the deck. Say it in less card spirit of that. All right, let's see. Ooh, okay. So your reading starts off. Oh, Taurus. I'm liking what I'm seeing for the most part. Okay, let's cover up the tatas. But you have, I'm gonna have to another naked card, but you have the world and upright. So this is fulfillment. This is accomplishment. This is what I love to see for my moon babies out there, you know. And for those who we're not ruled by the moon, my moon sign is in Taurus. The Taurus is in moon right now. So right now you're a moon baby. Suck it up. But anyways, this is again your wishes being fulfilled, and you just accomplishing whatever you want in life. And I see this energy for you, and it's great because there's a bunch of other blessings coming your way. It ain't even just this, and this is a great way to start off any reading. So shout out to Taurus. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is a weird type of energy to have right next to the world, because the world says you have essentially everything that you desire, like your wishes will be fulfilled. This says, no, you have ill fortune. Everything you don't desire is going to happen, and everything you do desire, there's going to be a delay. Now, I'm saying this is going to be the case if you refuse to make the proper changes you need to make in your life, because this happens when people refuse to change. And I feel like everything good, at least, that happens after the world and after the will continues to go, um it's because you've made the proper changes in your life that you needed to make. Whereas it just seems as though if you stay in this energy of the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which to me, once again, is, I think it's the strongest. It could be they're very much the Wheel of Fortune is very much the determining factor. Your decision, of course, is the determining factor, but the Wheel of Fortune signifies, at least in this reading, how the rest of your year is going to turn out. I would say the rest of your life going forward is going to turn out. We do have one more live reading in the future that I do want to do for you all. So again, we will see what that says. And I'm thinking about doing that the last week of December, if not next week. But we'll continue on. Just remember this. Remember, yeah, you got the world, but you can lose that. And it feels as though you have the world because the universe wants to let you know that, listen, you're on a positive trajectory right now, and that positive trajectory is you changing into somebody that you're normally not, the somebody that you needed to be for your highest self. You're going more so toward that, whereas you seem to be maybe someone who settled and refused to change a lot. And the universe is saying this energy is still lingering. You are still prone to not making the changes that you need to make. And therefore, everything good, at least, that you want in your life, I think essentially you will still get it, but there's going to be a delay. So it's like the world is saying, if you want these things now, make the changes you need to make. If you're not, for whatever reason, you don't want this abundance right now, um, stay the same, but the abundance is going to be delayed. Okay. And of course, there's always the possibility that you don't get it or that you lose it, because everything that shows up upright, even though it's good, can still, that the opposing energy is still present. We'll move on to your next card. You have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is definitely abundance in the family sector. You know, um, maybe that family, you finally find that relationship and start that family you've always desired. But you have to change as an individual in order for you to get that. Again, the wheel of fortune in reverse is telling you that staying the same is going to halt this. Staying the same is going to hinder this. If you don't necessarily change as an individual, change to be the type of person that someone would want to start a family with, then by all means, you're just going to lose it. You're just going to lose it. And the world, as I said, um, would just, it's like it slipped out of your hands, like you had the world in your hands and you let it slip because you refused to change, because you probably got complacent and you got comfortable and you thought you can fall back into some old ways. And then you end up losing that family. You end up losing the good family. Let me put it that way, because there's another card here that I think symbolizes your family. And that your family, not just family in general, because it usually doesn't, or at least depending on the individuals, of course, but your family, and that is the 5 of Pentacles. All right. This is you. I feel like I'm speaking to a Taurus out there who once belonged to a family that they themselves, they being the Virgo, they didn't feel like they were welcomed in, like accepted by this family. There was hardships and life with that family was uncertain. And you know, um this is the family that you might end up settling for if you don't, or having, let me not say settling for, but having, if you're not someone who is going to make the proper changes once again to get the world. There's also another interpretation that's coming to mind now. You're probably not going to like this one, but I got to say it. You might be someone who had the world and you got complacent. This is still representing of you just being super complacent. And because of that, you end up losing this family. This family unit that you've always desired, that you wanted. You've got complacent, like the wheel of fortune in reverse is saying. And because of that, you've probably had to fall back into the life or the family that once again did not accept you, and they're not accepting you. You came back with your tail crawling between your legs, as the saying goes. And they're like, nope, you can't come back in here. You're not welcome back in here. But it ends well, at least in that interpretation. And the other one as well, because you have the Fool. You know, it's pretty hard, but you have the Fool here. This is someone going throughout life with enthusiasm, with a fresh start. And I think either interpretation, whether the one I just told you or the one where you're at jeopardy at losing this family if you don't make the changes here, you know, either or, I think I'm saying the same thing. What am I talking about? I'm saying the same thing with the interpretations. Um, but I think because it starts with the world card, I think you had the world once again at first, and I'm not picking it up because there's a naked body on it. and I don't feel like covering it, but you had the world at first. Let me just do it for any. Yeah. Okay. She's good. So you had the world, you had it and you lost it. You lost, and the world to you was this abundance of money, abundance of, great people in your life, but you lost it due to you not changing. So ultimately, if this is not a life that you want to live, I would, make the changes that I would want to make. If I were you, Taurus, I would make the proper changes I need to make in order for me to continue to have this abundance in my life, within my money, within the family that I want. But even if it's a situation where if you feel as though you don't change and things, you hit a rocky area real quick, it all still ends with this fool's energy. You still have the opportunity to restart and obtain that world again. You know, learn from your mistakes. Essentially, you have that fresh start to learn from your mistakes. So the next time you do obtain this, you know how to cherish it. So that's what I have. That's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you for coming. I'm trying to ramble less so it's not 2 hours long like the last time I did this. Although it was fun, let's get into the next sign. Let's try to get an equal amount. Okay. What is it? We'll say 2121 for where it starts for Gemini. Okay. Doing the edits while live. Ooh, I'm gonna save some time. Would I say 2121? Did I? I'm gonna put it anyway. I'm sorry if you watching this live, but we here now. All right, hit them numbers up. Ooh, so Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is for you. We still live. Let's get it. Um, I should say 2158. You know, um, because that's when I really counted y'all. So I'm gonna update your timestamp, Gemini, if you're watching this, and the afters, of course. Yeah, let's get it. Okay, at least one more card, Spirit. Let's see. Boom. Okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Anyways, you start off with the Four of Cups. This is contemplation. This is you not necessarily, it's not yet that you don't trust the universe, but you're, because of the opportunities, and I always like to remind anybody, whoever I'm reading for, not just Geminis, but whoever I'm reading for, that this card is blessings that you're not paying attention to. All these cups are blessings, and you're not necessarily paying attention to them, maybe because you don't view them as anything spectacular. Therefore, you're like, you're just to them, indifferent essentially to them. Like, you don't hate these things, but you don't necessarily view them again as blessings. And when this card shows up, it's usually a reminder. One of the messages is usually a reminder that maybe you should rework your mind to think that way about these things. Things might not be going the most ideal right now, but look at all the things that you do have. Look at what the universe is continuing to give you, Gemini. And maybe if you start viewing these things as blessings, you will find it easier to go throughout life, not in this energy, but this energy of whatever you get, you're going to be appreciative of. And the universe seems to favor those who have that mindset. Not to say that you always got to be in that mindset or it's easy to be in that mindset. I'm going to have to turn on the light sooner or later, but the sun is still out. So we're going to keep going. But hopefully that will make me look less ashy on camera. But anyways, just think about it. Think about Gemini. Think about like all the blessings that you have, all the things in your life that you do have, right? Try to think about it in a new way of is this a blessing? If it's not, why do I not consider it a blessing? Ask yourself that first. Because I think if you ask yourself that question, why do I not view this thing as a blessing rather than how can I get more blessings? You will then probably realize that you've got more than you are giving yourself credit for. You've got more than what you think you have. At least give it a try. All right. Your next card is the death card. So this is new beginnings. This isn't death as in you're gonna die today, tomorrow, whatever the case is. The death card in the tarot deck, I have to remind people, I feel compelled to remind people. I don't like how the camera's looking, but I feel compelled to remind people that this card does not symbolize the death of you, like physical death. This is more so of a spiritual, metaphorical speak of you are releasing inside of you or shedding a skin metaphorically once again of you. You're making a transformation essentially. You know, um, and this is great to see because, especially right after the Four of Cups, maybe you're shedding that side of you that is very much apathetic. You're shedding that side of you that can be very much indifferent, aloof to things. And you're like, let me be someone who is more so appreciative of, again, the things that I get in life, what I have in general. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's other aspects of you that you discover that you don't like, and you metaphorically kill that off, you know? So it's a great card to have, in that position, of course. Your last card is the King of Cups. This is wisdom, seeking wise counsel as well. Again, great card to have in this position, Gemini. I think that in this situation here, the wise counsel is your deeper connection with the universe, with God, higher being, however you want to categorize that power. I think that's what it is for you. I feel that's the case where, again, of this side of you is, during this transformation process, you're becoming wiser, of course, but you're also becoming more so in tune with your spiritual side, with spirituality, in tune with God in general. I mean, if you're watching this, then you're on the right step. So, congrats to you, and shout out to you, Gemini. Um, yeah, that is your reading right there. Let me update the timestamps for you because we started at 21:58 for ya. Now we got Cancer. Okay. What's the timestamps? 28. We'll do 28 for Cancer. All right. Keep it simple, dimple. All right. If you got Cancer in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. I know y'all just got a reading yesterday, but I did tell you all that you all were also getting a reading with everybody else today because I was doing a live. So you can, consider this a part two if you want to, or whatever the case is. You take it however it resonates for you, of course. At least one more card, Spirit. While I shuffle these cards, let me make the announcement. It's my first time making the announcement in this live. I can't believe it, but or not announcement, the whole YouTube thing. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. As always, I would never reach out to you. Y'all heard that outside? We gonna continue. Anyways, yikes. We start with the Tower card in reverse. So Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. This is gonna be another reading y'all might not like. So be it. But this is what happens when you refuse to change. This is someone who is stalling the destiny, and I feel like there's a Cancer out there who fears Tower moments. They're very much crazy, for lack of better wording, right? But they're needed. And and you not allowing, there's a decision that needs to be made, because it's usually in this position when there's a decision that needs to be made that's not being made. And it's not being made because usually the person who is the decision maker in that situation, they know that if they make a decision to go left, to go right, or right, to go back or to go forward, they know whatever decision they make, it's going to cause a Tower moment. Things around them are going to fall, but this again is a necessary, the Tower at least is a, I don't even want to call it that, but for just to, I guess, make you all for to make it easy for folks to understand, it's a necessary evil. Again, I don't want to call it that, but doing this is a necessary evil in a sense, because again, something about I want to say maybe a family or group dynamic, because you have a card here that there's other people involved, or at least it's about other people being involved. Something about it is causing, if you don't make these changes, and it could be changes about yourself, to be honest with you, but if you don't make these changes, um you know things aren't necessarily going to go well within this dynamic. Now, that's your choice at the end of the day, but I'm just saying what the cards are saying. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, your next card is the Moon. So this is pretty much the unknown, you know, not knowing what is next. And that might cause some frustration, as it would with anybody, as it does with me at times. So I understand why, where the frustration might come from, Cancer. Um, But again, I feel like, as an I think I was saying this for you yesterday. I said this to somebody yesterday. I know for a fact that instead of viewing this and being frustrated, like, oh, I don't know what's next, barking at the moon and all the other stuff, right? Instead of viewing it that way, view it as, okay, I don't know what's next, but I can make moves. That means that I when I hear that, or if I get that, I'm retraining my mind to think, instead of being upset at not knowing what is next, understanding now the ball is in my court to create the next move, the next step, the next shot, the next whatever the case is, right? The ball is in my court, or at least I will feel that way. I feel like now the ball is in my court, because if I know what is next, I'm playing by somebody else's game. I know what's the next move. I'm playing by somebody else's, play, right? So the next move is not necessarily determined in that situation. Knowing the next move is not necessarily determined by me. Now, obviously, we always have a choice. Even if we know the next move, we have a choice whether we even follow that next move or not, that next step or not. But if it's already predetermined, sure, you may have had some decision on that step or that move being a part of your life. But if it's a routine part of your life, then it's not necessarily, it's you have a bit of control, but not as much as control and freedom as someone who doesn't know what's next, because now they can create the game that they want. They can create the next move, the next play, how they want it to. Let's just say you're in school, right? And you're like, I got this class at this time, this class at this time, this class, right? So you got your 4 to 5 or however many classes you take per day, right? The next move in that situation is whatever your next class is. Yeah, you had the control over you going to school in the first place. You wouldn't be taking those classes had you not taken the initiative to sign up to this college and, go for this degree program, all that. I get that. But you didn't necessarily make up your schedule, as in, yeah, you chose the classes, but you chose them because these are the classes you need to take in order for you to get your degree. I'm sure if we all had to just choose our own classes and we still ended up getting a degree in whatever field, it'd be a lot of people, not everybody, it'd be a lot of people who choose the easiest of art class and still get their degree in biochemistry. You didn't learn a damn thing, but you got your degree, and all the school wanted you to do was pick a class, go to the class, do it for X amount of credit hours, and now you got your biochemistry degree, and all you did was take a bunch of not downing art classes, but you took a bunch of art classes that ain't got nothing to do with whatever your degree was in the first place. So it's like knowing your next move is, again, can be, if you're someone who, I guess, values freedom, knowing the next move can be deadly. But if you're if you're an extremist and you value your freedom in that sense, not knowing what is next can be very much enticing and exciting. I could be speaking, just projecting onto y'all and to whoever else got the moon sign lately. But I would just encourage you, at least at the very least, to view it that way and see what comes from it. Now that you don't know what is next per se, the ball is in your court to make up what is next. All right. Your next card is the High Priestess in reverse. So, this is a range of emotions, to be honest with you. This is someone who could be very much superficial, but someone who also isn't being truthful with their feelings. But also stemming from that whole someone who isn't being truthful with their feelings is also someone who has ulterior motives. Someone who is very much not, because both the High Priestess in reverse and upright is still mystery, but in upright, the meaning is more so mystery in the sense of um like you don't feel the need to flaunt yourself, like the opposite of superficiality. Like you think of someone who's very much superficial, which is this energy. They're very much flaunting their wealth, flaunting everything, right? Attaching everything of value to just being super objectifying, and attaching self-worth and the value of how they view other people based on superficial shit, to be honest with you. When in upright, it's someone who's like, i don't I don't need that. I don't need that validation. It's someone who is very much can be seen as mysterious, but they're mysterious because we're in a superficial world where we expect everybody to be in this type of energy here. where we expect people to go around and want to flaunt their value themselves based off of anything superficial, right? You know, and this is how you are showing up, though. You know, you are showing up in this type of energy. But also, as I said before, this is repressed emotions. Someone who isn't being truthful about how they feel, truthful about their motives in general, which is a weird card to have before the Five of Wands in reverse. It's only weird because I feel like in this situation here, and we go back to the Tower card being in reverse, I feel like in this situation here, you not saying how you truly feel about stuff is, yeah, it's keeping the peace, which is what the Five of Wands is, essentially keeping the peace and cooperating with this group dynamic, avoiding conflict, essentially. But it seems as though for your highest good, again, you need to let that tower fall. And letting that tower fall is probably going to bring in a group conflict. But it needs to happen. As I said at the beginning, if this was your solo reading, it would be titled The Necessary Evil. Because as I said at the beginning, this is more so like letting that tower fall, Cancer, is more so of a necessary evil. Again, don't want to categorize it, but honestly, now I'm feeling more comfortable categorizing it, but I'm not going to view it as something that's bad. It's a necessary step you need to take, you know? And the Moon card is here simply because you still don't know what is next. You don't know what is next if you go along just to get along, but you also don't know what is next if you actually allow the tower to happen. It could be a situation to where this group dynamic, you all fall out, you all are never a group again, or whatever the case is. Or it could be they see your side. You speak up. You speak up and they see your side. You don't know what's going to happen. But as I was saying before, even if it is a situation to where you lose the group because you spoke up, the ball is still in your court with the unknown. I don't know what I'm going to do now without these people. Figure it out. You have the life, you have the time, you have the opportunity. That group dynamic you've always wanted, you now have the opportunity to do so. You have that opportunity and also have the opportunity not to be somebody who feels the need you have to keep the peace in order for you to obtain this group opportunity. Sure, do you know if you ever will find another group like that group again or just a group in general? As the moon says, who knows? Who knows? But at least you would know. I respected myself enough to speak up for myself. I respected myself enough to not settle for this group dynamic because, again, I wanted to keep the peace. But that only happens when you let the tower fall. This energy, not this. All right. So that's what I have for you today, Cancer. Once again, thank you for watching. Subscribe, all that good stuff. That was your read. We are going to not end, edit. I almost entered dang street. Leo, we getting there. We are getting there with the readings now. Let me see if we can get a nice little split, both of top, right, up. All right, we'll do it here. Whatever. Shout out to anyone who's going to watch this whole little unedited live here. But let me just 44 o'clock. That's what we going to call it as for Leo. 44 o'clock. That's right. That's when you all's Timestamp starts. All right. Leo. If you have Leo in your chart, sun and moon or rising, this is for you. By the way, if you are going to tune in later on or whatever, timestamps in description box below, all that stuff. If you would like a personal read, find my email in the description box below. Shoot me an email. Let's cards in that spirit. And I will go over packages and all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get one more card. You might have these cards jumped out. Who was it that had the Fool and I think it was Taurus and Ten of Cups, right? Oh, they also had this other card. You might have Taurus in your chart, Leo. Just saying. 3 cards, 3 out of the, I believe they had 4. 3 out of the cards, you all share the same 3 cards. Right? So we start off though. They ended off with the Fool, and we start off with the Fool here, which is interesting. All right. So this is a fresh start. All right. The camera's getting on my nerves, to be honest with y'all. But this is a fresh start. You know, someone moving with enthusiasm with life. You know, they might something might have ended, or just this is the beginning of a new journey. But you know, you're just brimming with enthusiasm. The sun is shining, looking good in that little whatever that Fool is wearing. So it's like, yeah, like this is a great energy to be in. I would say in general, like you're reading, there's some roadblocks here and there, but we'll get to it. You have the 10 of Cups, which is your next card, which is, you know, also what they had. This is, you know, affluence, just abundance when it comes to family, money as well, stability. I do think there are moments where there's a possibility where you lose this, um, you know, because there's the 5 of Pentacles that follows, which is you not feeling welcomed. And this could be a situation to where, you know, you got into a situation at first that seemed very promising. But then after some time, you're like, yeah, this ain't it. You know, or after some time, not even that this ain't it, because this is more so uh, you know, you being outcasted is what I like to call this card. The card of outcast, essentially, like you're not welcomed back into this building, this church, or this home, essentially, right? You're not welcome back here. You're outcasted. Uh yeah, unfortunately, things happen like that where you think things are going well. You know, you have this, and then whatever the case is, people are like, nah, this is the type of energy that they feel. Maybe that's not how they always felt, but oh, you know, something happened down the line to where it has turned into this now, right? And now there's uncertainty on your behalf because you know you thought things were good and they were not good. Um, your next card is the King of Wands in reverse. You know, um, and this is someone who essentially is not a good leader, you know. And I think what happened with this whole family dynamic here, a lot of family readings today, at least it seems. I might have to retitle this like family or something. I don't know, but you know, I feel as though maybe it was a situation to where again things may have seemed good at the beginning. And I really think this is really like heavy Taurus energy here because they had a situation, right, in their reading. If you didn't click on the Taurus, you know, um, was it Taurus? Yes, it was Taurus. If you didn't click on the Taurus's timestamp and stuff, I'll just tell you. So essentially, right, or if you're not watching this literally from beginning to end, like a rock star. Thank you. But no, so it's like they pretty much was in a situation again. Those first three cards I showed you were the cards that they got, same position and everything, right? Um, so it's like they were in that situation because there was something about them that they needed to change. And if they refused to change, they were in, they essentially lost all of this. They had the world card too, so it's like they lost their world essentially, right? You don't have the world card, but it seems as though I think the Leo that I'm talking to now might have Taurus placements, or the Taurus that I was talking to has Leo placements. Nonetheless, it seems as though that thing you needed to change was how you led, the type of leader that you are, right? uh, because it was again someone who is very much, this is a bad leader. Yeah, like very much someone who should not be in a position to lead. And them folks that you once called family realized that, and they banished you. They banished you, and you know the Taurus, as I said, their reading ended off with this. So it's like they learned from said lesson. Whereas you, Leo, if you don't have Taurus placements, um, your reading ends off with the Nine of Pentacles. So it's weird because it's like, yeah, your fam, they banish you, whoever this group is, right? They banish you and you become richer. Now, I'm not saying be a dirty, scummy individual to get this money and all this other stuff. But what I'm saying here is maybe it's a situation to where um, you're not meant to lead. You do better. Life is going to favor you more, honestly, if you were to lead yourself and not a group of people, whether that's family or just group of people in general, right? Because it seems like very much favorable that after this situation with this family dynamic doesn't work out, um, it's, well, I guess I just got to work on myself and worry about myself. That's me speaking from your perspective. And then this happens: financial freedom, luxury, leisure, all this other stuff. You sitting pretty in your little gown, golden gown over here. The sun is shining like it's shining here. You know, um, I'm not saying be someone who is proud to be a terrible leader, but what I am saying is that maybe it was a situation to where you finally realized how you lead yourself. Other people might not like that. It's like, let's just say, like, for example, like you're someone who is very much motivated by like the way to for you to do things. You're very much like, you're a Leo, so you're very much intense. You can be very much intense, very much like high strung. Not to say that as an insult, but just the only words I can think of. Like, you're very much in that energy. But the people around you, or the people that you seem to be attract, seem to be the opposite of that. But you're not truly understanding that not everyone is going to be, again, high strung like you. Not everyone's going to be on some go mode like you. Not everyone's going to be very much intense like you. And the sooner you realize that your way of leading yourself, your way of getting yourself to do things, to bettering your life essentially, is the best way for you. And this is what I take from this card. Like, this is reminding you that your method of doing things, you shouldn't stop doing that. You shouldn't stop being that way, because that's probably essentially who you are. And the universe is not telling you to change. The universe is simply just saying apply that to yourself, because it seems to be more so effective for you than it is for the people in your life, or the people that you seem to attract. So that is your message, Leo. Let's continue with my sign. Ugh. Virgo. You know what I'm saying? This is actually This reading, at least, is quicker than my first live. Ooh, let's get it. Maybe because I'm not stopping every 5 seconds and reading off the signs I just read, or chatting with people in the chat like I was last time. But I would love your comments if you are gonna, leave some during the playback. So let's start off the Virgo reading right now. 54:32. What up, y'all? Here, Virgo, we are next. Sun, moon, or rising. This is for you. If you would like a personal read, you are able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box of this video and any video, really. Just know that there are scammers out there. Let me get this drink. No, this live stream nor this channel is sponsored by Powerade, but Powerade, I love y'all. So let's work out something. Oof. Okay, Virgos. I'm going to say right now, this is a love reading for us. All right. If it doesn't apply, it doesn't apply. But the lover showed up, and but we'll get to that when we get to it. We have the Tower card. Now, I personally, although I've suffered many cataclysmic, that's the word, right? Catastrophic, some crazy. I'm just going to use the word crazy. Even though I've suffered some crazy Tower moments, and I have no doubt in my mind, I'm probably going to suffer some more crazy Tower moments within my life. I still cherish these moments for what they are, what they symbolize, because towers to me, yeah, very traumatic, chaotic, but I was saying this to Cancer, was I? I was saying this to Cancer. It's a necessary evil. It has to be done. It's something that has to be done in order for a change to happen. Now, how does this fit into what I was saying about the lovers? Let me cover up the card first. I always try to cover up with like at least 2 fingers, and then my skinny ass fingers still ain't covering up everything. But we have the lovers, so I'm gonna show some leg. I don't give a damn if YouTube got a problem with legs, but we're gonna show some legs here. All right. But we have the lovers card. Upright. This is romance. This is harmony, though. Now, why I at the sight of us having a love reading, not because I'm Mr. Anti-Love, but because we have the 9 of Swords in reverse, though. So it's like, whatever this Tower moment was, as I was saying before, this is a straight up love reading, because having this show up like this after the Lover's card, some good love is happening. Like, it's like leaving a terrible relationship for one that is going to be very much fulfilling, peace, and give us harmony, as the Lover's card says. No more, will we have to sit up at night worried about what that partner's doing, or stressing, worried up at night, sitting up at night stressing because of that partner, right? But this only happens, Virgos, if we allow the Tower to happen, and it's not going to be pretty. This thing does not look pretty. I think it's one of the coolest looking tarot cards, but again, I like towers. I like tower cards, so we put it that way, and towers in real life. But this, once this sudden change happens, it opens our love life up essentially to peace and harmony. So the last thing I'm gonna say to us Virgos is, let that tower fall. You know, whatever that tower symbolizes in your life right now, it could be a terrible relationship that's on the rocks. Let it fall. It could be a situation to where even if it's not just going from one relationship to another, and I'm not saying jump into a relationship after one ends if that is applicable to you. I'm simply saying that don't be so cut off yourself from love even after this rocky relationship. The last tower moment I had was a breakup, a very intense one. But this happened years ago. You know, it could be the universe saying, hey, Ernest, it's about time that you push yourself out there. Yet again, it's been what, 5 years going on next year, going on 2025, about 5 years since that last relationship. So it's like, yeah, maybe the universe is like, put yourself out there. Maybe some of y'all, it's been longer than that or about that long, if this is a relationship thing. Or it could be a situation to where it wasn't a breakup, your a tower moment in general. Could be something like, a loss of a job, even whatever, something that is no longer in your life is now giving you this space and this time to now focus on a relationship, focus on your love life. It could be a situation, again, you've been distracting yourself with whatever this tower symbolizes, right? You've been distracting yourself or been straight up just avoiding getting into a relationship in general, and you've been doing that, avoiding that, distracting yourself, however it fits for you with whatever this tower is. And then the tower had to fall. Now, because the tower is no longer in existence, you no longer have something in your way distracting you from pursuing this love life. There's no longer anything that you can use as an excuse as to why you can't have the love life now that you desire. you know I'm gonna turn on the light real quick because it's about that time. I said turn on the light real quick because it's about that. That's what I fucking thought. This damn lamp. I mean, it kind of did help out. And we got a little bit of sunlight here too. So anyways, this is what I have for us Virgos. you know I like it. I like it. I like it. I like to read it. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue though. Let's see if we get somewhat of a equal. Let's see. Let's leave it right here. Boom. They looking like the same size. What is next on our list? Libra. Let's do the edits, timestamps. One man band over here, so bear with me. 02. Let's get started at let's put it 30 right here. Well, you know what? Nah, right here. What up, Libra? This is your reading, sun, moon, or rising. Ooh, this is for you. Y'all gotta, ooh, good shuffle. Ooh. Anyways, if you would like to book a personal read with me, I should have put that light on before. This looks hella better than it did before. Shout out to Libra for telling me to put on the light. But yeah, if you want a personal read, email me. You email me. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, unfortunately. So be mindful of that. There's a lot of naked bodies in these readings, yo. I'm gonna have to. The naked cards, though, are the great cards, like the World, the Lovers, the Star, as you have. These are great cards, but the naked cards seem to be the Judgment card, of course. They seem to be the great cards, though. So I'm not gonna hate too much, but man, covering them is a bitch. Anyways, Libra, we start off with the star. You know what I'm saying? This is you shining bright. There's hope in general that you, and I'm going to say the star shows up for you twice here. Not because I shuffled with two different decks. You see me shuffle with the deck that I have. I only have one deck for now. But the star shows up in another card actually in the tarot deck for those who don't know. The star actually has its own card, but it also shows up within another card in the tarot deck. And this card showed up in your reading. So just to let you know, but shine bright, Libra. Although, it does seem as though you are someone for whatever reason that is hesitant to shine, being very much hesitant to take that rightful position. I think that you're just getting in your head, maybe. It could be a case. I don't, if it's not a case of you getting into your own head, sorry, it is definitely people trying to make you feel as though that you should make yourself small, essentially. And you shouldn't, Libra. You should not, because again, we start off with the star, and therefore, you're meant to shine. You're meant to stand out within this situation here. We'll continue with the reading. You have the Hermit card. I just did Virgo. This is our power card. This did not show up, but you might have Virgo placements, either or. The star, by the way, is in the Hermit's lantern, or the Virgo's lantern, as I was about to say. But the Hermit's lantern actually has the star within it. So it's like, and then also I just kind of, the Hermit star is me, but not the reason as to why I call myself the Hermit star is because Hermit is my power card, and I feel as though I'm meant to shine bright like a star. But because when I realized the star was inside the Hermit, Hermit star just rolled off the tongue. Hence why a background on my channel name. But either or, this is for you, Libra. Just letting that be known. This is for you. And again, the star showed up again. It's in the Hermit's lantern. To me, that's a double confirmation. So when this shows up, and when the star card in general shows up, like when the star gets out of its lantern, out of the Hermit's lantern, and starts shining on its own, that's double confirmation that you definitely should be in the Ace of Wands upright energy. Taking the initiative, shining bright, inspiring folks. You should not be reverse. You should not be in a position to where you're, again, stifling your own growth, stifling your own your own brightness, dimming yourself once again. And the irony is, I'm talking about shining, and I turned on the light for your reading. That you can't make this stuff up. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. This is a live reading, no edits. Y'all saw me shuffle. You saw me pick the cards. You saw me pick the jumpers. Like, can't make this stuff up. Anybody that want to downplay tarot and it's fake, it's this, it's that, is that. That's what I got to say to you. But also, how do you explain phenomena like this? How do you explain phenomena like what just happened with Libra? Now, they have one more card, but how do you explain that? It's just by chance. There's a chance that you see this. And when you see this, or if you see this, remember this, bitch. Anyways, we go with your last card, which is the Six of Cups. This is fond memories. This is innocence. And I think this is showing up. This is symbolic of how you are going to be able to shine, Libra. I think the universe really wants you to tap into that childlike nature of yours. I think that's where you need to shine the most. Forget what everybody else says. People are going to judge you because you're super, they're gonna say you're too old to be, you know, childish. And when I say childish, I mean like that childlike innocence of you, you know. People are gonna have their judgments of you, but do not be in this energy. Do not let it stop you from shining. Continue on going forward. Again, you have the double confirmation of the star with the hermit holding the star, and then once that star gets out the lantern, it shines on its own. But then again, the 6 of Cups is telling you that childlike innocence that you have, you know, be that and let that shine. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Such a beautiful reading right there for the sign of Libra. Probably the most beautiful one I've done today. Um, you know, so shout out to Libra. You know, let's get it right here. Next, after Libra, we're getting down to the wire. We have Scorpio. So you know what I got to do? Hit the edit. Put this timestamp real quick. Because you know I am not trying to spend all night doing this. Scorpio, what's happening? This is your reading. All right. So if you got Scorpio, I know we read for you yesterday, but I did say I was going to do this live. And again, I appreciate those who subscribe, whether no one's watching this live, but you know, whether you watch this tomorrow, later on today, or whatever the case is, I appreciate you for subscribing. Every 12 subscribers, I'm going to do these. I owe you all one more of these before the year lets off, but I can probably do more if you continue to subscribe. 111 on the clock. Ooh, I like that. I mean, yeah, I really do like that. Okay, all right. Okay. A lot of Taurus moments happening here too. I'm definitely gonna retitle this thing. I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet, but we start off with the Tower for you, Scorpio. So something needs to change, definitely, and it's gonna be for your highest good. You know, so as long as you allow it to change, it's going to be for your highest good, but there is going to be some challenges here. I might have to pull another card, to be honest with you. But I say it's going to be for your highest good because you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is someone who is finding hope and recovering, but also reaching out for that recovery as well, if that is something. But just recovery is definitely a big part of this card and finding hope here. So I like seeing that energy. I am, again, concerned about the other 2 cards that show up after this. We'll see how it all plays into it. But you have the Page of Cups that show up in reverse right after it. Now, this has been showing up in reverse for a lot of readings. It's a lot of emotional immaturity has been going on lately, or at least for my reads. I can't speak for everybody else, but you know, because I do watch other people still, but I haven't seen a Page of Cups, or at least I don't remember seeing this in this position or upright for a lot of folk. But I think that the emotional immaturity, like things that it's got to do with people not getting what they expected, expectations not being met. And I know how disappointing that may be, but reacting emotionally immature to anything, what is that going to do? How's that going to fix anything? It's not. When has reacting it this way, immaturely, fixed anything? I said this to somebody who had this card in one of the recent readings. I want to say, if not, I don't want to say it was a reading I did yesterday, but I feel like it was a reading I did last week. But these words I'm saying right now, I recently had said this to somebody. So whoever got a reading within last week or so, you might have Scorpio on your chart. If it wasn't Scorpio, yeah, we'll see. I know your reading yesterday didn't get this. Your reading yesterday was actually really good, Scorpio. And this one here, I did say, I remember yesterday I said that I was hoping that energy continued on. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a direct correlation from yesterday's reading, but the Nine of Swords in reverse does give me hope. And y'all know I like the Tower card. So it's like that's hopeful as well. You have the Four of Swords this time in reverse as well. So I think that a part of this recovery, you should really prioritize recovery at this time. And when you are in recovery mode, really focus on A, responding maturely, and B, getting rest. Both these cards have to do with swords. Both these individuals essentially are in beds, okay? I know this bed looks more comfortable than this bed here, but essentially they're both laying down or they're both in sedentary positions. Now, this is someone who is forced to be in this position because of burnout and them not being able to move because they simply just don't have the energy to do so. This is somebody who is in recovery mode. You know how it feels when you're in bed versus when you're in bed recovering, as opposed to in bed because you simply cannot get the hell up because you burnt the hell out. This feels a lot better than this. Maybe you like pain and this one feels better than this. Who knows? But personally speaking, I understand both feelings, but I would rather be in this mode where I'm recovering. I'm finding hope. I'm thinking of like, okay, things might not be perfect now, but soon as I get up out this bed, because you see the person is sitting up. So they are able to move. This person here look dead. I'm not gonna say you dying or anything. Absolutely not. But burnt out in bed versus someone who might be recovering from burnout or recovering even just from a tower moment. To me, that's a better feeling, both emotionally and physically, than being burnt the hell out emotionally and mentally and physically. So, taking the deep breath because these things, yeah, energetically doing all these readings and stuff. Oof. But that's what I have for you, Libra. Let me, before I get into the rest. Trying to recharge here. Once again, Power A does not sponsor this channel or this personal read. But Power Aid, let's work something out. I love y'all. Anyways, that was the sign of Libra, right? Let me get out of this list. I have the list in my description box. I don't know why I keep going to that window. Scorpio, not my bad, not Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, Libra was before Scorpio. So if you are a Libra and you're watching this, I don't know how you missed the timestamp, but shout out to you for watching Scorpio's reading. But your timestamp is below like everybody else's. And we're on to Sagittarius now. So, with that being said, Sagittarius, happy birthday. It is your season. And with that being said, because it is your season and you have a birthday coming up, at the very least, if you would like a personal read, you get free readings this season because it's Sagittarius season. Now, again, this is only applicable for those having birthdays coming up during the current season. If you are a Sagittarius and your birthday passed, happy belated birthday to you. But there's the free readings only apply for upcoming readings. But don't fret, I do this every year. This is not a one-time thing or something. I do this every year. It's one of my things of just saying thank you or just my way of giving back. So if you would like a free reading for next year, God willing, we are all here next year. You are able to book that. Just remember, by the time your birthday comes, um, this time next year, whenever your birthday is, just remember, you might have Scorpio in your chart, couple same cards, but yeah, just remember that, hey, your birthday, you get free reads. So let me know beforehand, all right? During your season, of course. So, anyways, we start off with, and this card's been showing up reverse for hot damn everybody. The Two of Pentacles. Not everybody, but everyone who's been getting it, which is why let me not get into it. We already over an hour. Let me not ramble. Anyways, this is overextending yourself. This is somebody who is doing a lot. You need to reprioritize some things in your life, it seems. Very much so for you. Um, get that together. Get it together. And everybody who's been getting this in this position, especially because it's been showing up, like I said, reverse for a lot of people. Um, Reprioritization is a big part as of that message. So just get what you need to get together. Like, get your priorities straight. There are certain things where you're just not necessarily, you're prioritizing the wrong things, and the universe is just saying there are certain things you just need to prioritize. All right. Now, I'm glad to see this. This just showed up. I'm glad to see this in this position. At least the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is someone who is recovering, finding hope, you know, um, and possibly reaching out for hope, reaching out for help as well. Maybe reaching out for some extra hopium, but um, maybe you are someone who is to help get your priorities together. You're reaching out, but just like with Scorpio, you have following this card, you have the Page of Cups in reverse. Again, showing up reverse for folk. This is another card that's been showing up reverse for a lot of folks. This is emotional immaturity, disappointment, someone with a lack of creativity as well. And I think that this has been showing up for a lot of folks in this position now that I'm thinking about it, because it's like a lot of people are simply continuously doing the same things over and over again, and they're expecting different results, and then the disappointment happens because they're not getting the result that they want to have, and they're lashing out in an immature way. The more mature way is to say, maybe I need to do things differently, maybe I need to look at things differently so I can get a different outcome, so I could possibly get the outcome that I desire, rather than do things the same thing over and over and over again, and now be mad at the universe, mad at Ernest, mad at any other reader, and mad at anybody except for myself. You know what I'm saying? Your next card is the Knight of Wands. So this is someone who is very much adventurous. Someone can be very much charming but fearless. Is the, or at least one of my favorite meanings of this card as well. And it is a good thing to see. I will suggest that you temper this adventurous side of yours, temper it down just a bit. I think this all has to do with maybe your priorities and how you're prioritizing things, but you're going too much into the extreme. This is good, but you're going too much into the extreme, maybe at something else rather than, again, I would really, again, find a healthy balance. And the reason why I'm saying that after the Knight of Wands has shown is because you have the Four of Swords. This is burnout. So imagine somebody who is riding a horse, right? In this situation, it's you are the person and you're also the horse. Imagine someone riding, like going hard for something, so much so that you cause yourself some burnout. That happens. That can happen. And hence why I was telling you, I like the energy, but when you need to rest, take the time to rest. When you need to recover, take the time to recover. I know you're in this desperation mode, essentially, to get your priorities together, but you're not going to get anything done if you burn out. This is also the card of inactivity. You're not going to get anything done if you're burnt the hell out. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Okay. Did I say that right? Yeah, it was you. Okay. I feel like I skipped somebody. If I skipped you and you're watching this right now, I apologize. I will make sure that I have three. I have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. But for whatever reason, I could be tripping, but I feel like I skipped a sign. Nonetheless, if I did skip you, like for real, let me know and I will do a reading for that sign literally tomorrow. I don't care if it was chose by the generator or not, it will get a reading if I did miss you. Or by the time you do notice that if you watch this and you're like, hey, I didn't see my reading or whatever the case is, and let me know what that sign is. I got you. Whenever I do the next time I do readings, I will do it, no matter if the generator chooses you or not. But we are on to Capricorn right now, so we're gonna start with 12707. Let's do that. Capricorn, what up? This is your reading here. Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. This is for you because one of my good friends in high school was a Capricorn. I got love for all caps. So hopefully y'all are doing well. I know your season is next. I believe your season is next. I believe so, right? Either or. If it is Nets, you shout out to y'all. But no, I don't think that. Either or, yo. What up, Capricorn? What up? What up? All right. We got your cards. Let's get it. All right. We start off with the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is good. This is honesty. This is honesty usually in the form of remorse because you may have done somebody dirty. You may have betrayed somebody because in upright, this is the card of betrayal. So you may have betrayed somebody, yet you're showing remorse for it. And we're not perfect beings, but to have that insight, to say, this was messed up of me to do. I betrayed somebody's trust. I did this thing. Um, and I'm sorry for it. Like, I feel bad. This is the right step to be in. You know, it's a great step to be in. It's also great to have this card be followed by the strength card. Because, yeah, you can be remorseful, but this symbolizes that not only do you have the courage to own up, because a lot of people don't even have the courage to own up to their wrongdoings. Why do you think the world is so fucked up now? Why relationships and things are so messed up now? People don't ever want to admit when they're wrong. Like, people, and then there are folks out there, and I'm just gonna go rave in just a little bit. You're one of the last few cards, so I feel as though I could do that. But people people have this weird idea where they're okay with being wrong about certain things, and then there are certain things that they aren't okay with. Well, let me reword that. There are certain things people they like to own up to and say I was wrong about that. And then there are certain things that they do they're still a wrong, yet they don't want to own up to it because it's like, no, it doesn't fit my bubble of my type of wrong. It's like this weird thing where people will view themselves and say, these are the only areas where I can do wrong. Everything else, if it's not in this area or if it doesn't fit my image, at my self-image, then I'm not going to admit to the wrongdoing. But if it does fit my self-image and my self-image is someone who can do this wrong thing, then I will own up to it because it fits my self-image. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. But I'm saying all that just to say, Capricorn, this doesn't show that you're that type of person. And I'm giving you praise because of that, because it seems as though not only do you have the courage to say, I was wrong, but most importantly, you have the compassion for yourself, that you are feeling very much remorseful for what you did, but you're not beating yourself up. Now, I'm not saying that you're not taking this thing seriously. You definitely are taking whatever thing you did seriously. And it seems as though you are going to learn from it. You know, you're definitely going to learn from this wrongdoing. And I have confidence enough in you to say that I highly doubt you're going to make that bad decision or mistake ever again. But you're not doing what most people do. What you're not doing is, A, hate yourself because of that, and B, you're not hiding away and being a coward, because the strength card in reverse will be that someone who is a coward and saying, no, I don't do wrong. That's this wrong that you're claiming that I'm doing. I can't see myself doing it, or I don't want to admit to doing something like that or being guilty of that. Therefore, I'm going to say I'm not wrong. I'm not going to admit to that, right? That's not what you're doing here, though. You're able to, even if the other person is like, Capricorn, you did me wrong this way, that way, da 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 da. And there might be people who comment this, and you're like, oh, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. You're the coward. But for those who aren't the coward, the Capricorns who are not the coward, you're gonna view this not as a personal attack, but you're gonna view this and say, yeah, I was wrong. If it's applicable, of course. You know, you're gonna be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I was wrong. You know, and like I said, you're gonna learn from it. You have the King of Swords. You know, this is discipline and integrity. So you're definitely gonna learn from it, and this is a big reason as to why I say I have high confidence that you're not gonna do it again. You're gonna be so disciplined in yourself to where, and I'm not saying this is you, but maybe it was a situation where, again, we're talking about betrayal here with this card. You may have cheated on your partner, right? So you betrayed the trust of your partner. You have compassion for yourself. You acknowledge how messed up you did. And now going forward, whether it's with this partner or future partners, you have the discipline to repress those sexual desires or whatever other desire you was getting when you cheated on your partner, if that is the case. Whatever the betrayal was, that you did it because you got something for it. It obviously, that something wasn't worth it. It was a short-lived high. It was not worth it at all. And because of that, you're like, again, you're having compassion for yourself. You're able to admit to when you're wrong, but most importantly, you learn from it and you realize, hey, listen, like, this is not something I want to ever do again. You tap into that King of Swords. Be very much disciplined. Be very much someone who is, you know, moving with integrity. So, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Capricorn. Great reading right here for you. The last two signs, my high rises, my Aquarius. The high rises is what I call them. I call them my high rises because that's my rising sign. I got to keep explaining my nicknames because people get all offended, or, you know, they want to correct folk and be like, Taurus is not ruled by the moon. It's my moon sign. That's why I call them moon babies. High rising. What do you mean? It's Aquarius. It's air. It's your mom, nigga. Anyways. yeah. Ain't the air in the sky? So technically I am right when I say high rising, right? Anyways, Aquarius. This is for you, sun, moon, or high rising in the sky, like me. If you would like a personal read, this is not a personal read. I don't know why I said this, but you can find my email in this video's description box, and every video's description box is where you can find the email. Okay. Just know that there are scammers in this community. Oh, that's a lot of dang cards, Spirit. Way too much. Say it in less cards, please. That's even too much. The universe got something to say to you, Aquarius. Giving you a bunch of cards. All right. Gave you a stack over here too, but whatever. These can fit. All right. This card finally shows up upright for Aquarius. Okay. What card I was talking about? I was talking about the Four Swords. So this has been showing up in a bunch of people's readings today in reverse. Now, this isn't a good energy, honestly, to have. This is a good energy, not a bad energy, but a good energy to have. Despite how scary the card might look, I think it looks either or, it looks crazy. But, you know, this is you relaxing. This is you actually being very much introspective and going in. Being like very much mindful as well. I feel like this holds the same energy as the Hermit, but the Hermit is actually moving. Whereas you're like still. It's stillness, it's Hermit energy, but with stillness. Like you're relaxing, but you're not relaxing to be lazy. You're still doing work, but you're doing mental work. You're going within, but it's like motionless meditation, essentially, like still meditation, right? Meditation that's not movement. The Hermit is still meditation as well, going within, but it's movement and meditation. You see the Hermit with the lantern. I bring up the Hermit not because it showed up here, but because I'm just describing what the card looks like. You know, you see the Hermit walking with its lantern, right? Star inside of the lantern. And it's still about being mindful and introspection and going within. But the lantern is obviously shining a light in the darkness, and the Hermit is moving through that darkness. Whereas, again, the Four of Swords, you're not moving, you're relaxing, but you're going within and you're still putting in some work. So seeing that type of energy right here for you, Aquarius, it's good to see. There's some roadblocks here and there before I get into them. Man, Powerade does not sponsor this video, nor does it sponsor this channel, but Powerade. Get up with me. Anyways, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this inner work that you're doing with the Four of Swords, I would still like for you to take a lot more time to relax. So I feel like you've gotten up and you're, you know, this energy is like indifference, but it's a culmination of things, right? It's indifference, it's you not appreciating something, because when it's in this energy, it's the card of love, and it's not love of someone else, it's love of either a craft, love of, something materials, essentially love of something that you probably do, right? But when it's in this energy, you're not necessarily pouring into that thing at all. Now, we all have moments where we are, even the things that we love to do, we don't always love to do those things. Outside of tarot, I'm a writer. I don't always love writing. Heck, there are moments now where I'm like, I don't always love doing, you know, tarot, reading and stuff, right? But you take the time to relax, rest your mind, and to be able to, even if it's time away from the thing that you love, you take that time to go within, see if you still love it, see why you still love it, if that is the case. And you're able to pour back into it instead of just forcing yourself through something because you've done it for so long. So, hence why I was saying this is great that this card is the beginning of this reading, because it seems as though you really need to tap into this energy a lot. Again, the Four of Swords going forward. All right. You got another four here, but you have the Four of Wands in reverse. This is failure, but this is also the card of whoever the hell is beeping out there. They need to shut the fuck up. But no, this is also the card of egoism. And it just seems though, trying to see how this fits into because you have three more cards, right? Uh, ah, it just seems as though maybe the universe is saying that part of part of getting back in love with whatever this thing, the Ace of Cups is, right? Is there's probably something you're holding on to as far as the ego goes, right? Or something you're telling yourself, right? And it's ego driven, although you might not recognize it or categorize it as it being ego driven, but it is that, right? It's ego driven, and you are looking at yourself as a failure, maybe because of numbers, probably. It could be a situation of that you see someone else get numbers that you wish you had, that you desire, and because you don't have said numbers, you view yourself as as not as an ego, but as a failure. But that's really just ego, and you start to, again, not necessarily pour in the love into this thing that you love, essentially, because of what the numbers are saying, but what your ego is telling you, right? I get that sense. Okay, we'll continue on. Um, we have the Three of Pentacles. Um, so this is collaboration, learning, devoting yourself to progress as well. This is good to see, especially after the Ace of Cups and then after the Four of Wands. It might be a situation to where whatever this thing is that you love, um, you come together with some folk. You come together with people, and you good things happen. Good things happen, and you do this for the hope of progress and stuff, which is not a bad idea. you know we'll see how it continues on. Your reading here is a weird one, Aquarius. I'm just gonna say it now. All right, you have the King of Cups nets, and this is good to see, as well. This is wisdom, seeking wise counsel. But here's why I say it's weird. Everything else before it kind of was weird, but the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, this can symbolize ill fortune, but this can also symbolize delays as well. This also can symbolize you refusing to change. And because of that, things don't go as fast as you need to. You need to change the wheel essentially, because this tire is out of tire. Is out of it. I was about to say the tire is out of tire. Yeah, the tire is out of tire. The tire's tired, but no, the tire is uh essentially, you know, losing air. You know, so even though you have this, it seems as though right path type of energy with the Four of Swords and the King of Cups and even the Three of Pentacles. It seems as though you have this like on the right path type of energy. You're still needing to change some things in order for you to continue to go forward, or at least to go forward at the pace that you probably desire. Because again, it's delayed fulfillment essentially. It's not that it's not going to happen, but it's more so like there's going to be a delay. And yeah, it's quite the weird one. I'm going to pull one more card for you, see what you get. Okay. I pulled at the top of the deck, and this is what I got. So a lot of fours here. You got the, well, actually, this is not a four. I was reading it upside down backwards. This is a six. This is a four. You did get the Four of Swords though, so still two fours and a six. Nonetheless, this is belonging and celebration. This is unionship in general. This is, I'm gonna say it anyways. You gonna get mad maybe. This is marriage or unionship. How does this all fits to this? It seems as though, because again, the Ace of Cups describes a love of, something outside of loving a relationship, right? I think what the universe is saying here, and I could put this right here, but I could be wrong. But what the universe is saying to you is slow down. I think the Wheel of Fortune turned is reversed because that wheel needs to be slow. I think you need to slow down and actually reprioritize. I don't see the Two of Cups here, but like rethink where you're going in life. What you're prioritizing. Again, the Ace of Swords. I mean, the Ace of Cups in reverse, right? Um, there's you might feel as though this thing that you love is the only thing that you could love. And this showed up because the universe is like, no, actually, you have love left for a unionship. Let me put it that way. Not everyone wants to get married, but there still are people out there who want to find a partner and, be with them for life. So I'm going to say unionship, whether that means marriage or whatever title. That's what I'm going to say, right? So I think the universe wants you to focus on spreading your love in other aspects of your life, essentially. If this was a solo read for you, like a general read, I would just simply title this something to that effect of you needing to focus on spreading your love in other areas, not just on this thing that you like. Because it seems as though, yeah, sure, you coming together with people and you working with folks and all this other stuff, but you're probably not feeling fulfilled because your higher self is telling you, girl, boy, like it's good that you love this thing, but your love is not being fulfilled because that extra bit of love that you got is meant to be for somebody else. You're meant to love somebody. You're meant to spread this love, not just with this career, but with somebody else as well. And you think, oh, all I got to do is find a group that's going to make me fall in love with my career goals again. Sure, it helped out, but you still feel not empty, but you still feel like you're not fulfilled in your love life. And that's because you're missing this. This again was the unknown essentially. Had I not pulled this, we wouldn't have known what the missing piece was. The missing piece is, and I'm not saying the partner's going to make you whole, but the missing piece in your love life feeling like fulfilled to your standard is simply you spreading that love to someone else, spreading that love elsewhere to someone, not just of a career. We going on 2 hours again. I guess these things are just going to be 2 hours. F it. I thought this was going to be shorter, but it is what it is. I can't rush the reads. We are on the last read, though. That was for Aquarius. So take it however it resonates. We are on the last sign here. Let me do the whole timestamp thing. The last sign, Pisces. Ooh, spicy Pisces. Ooh. I'm sorry. Anyways, putting your time down. I'm trying to. These things are so energetically. What up, Pisces? This is your time. I just put it down there. Pisces, anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. This is the last sign. So if anyone does pop up in this live, what about my thing? Did you wish you did things? I wish we just sent earlier. You didn't watch it. Anyways, I'm sorry. Timestamps, as you can see, are down there. 3 cards. Let's go. Thank you, universe, for going easy on me. And now this shows up upright. Okay. Interesting. So Pisces may have broke the Page of Cups curse because this card was showing up reverse for every dang buddy, and not in everybody literally, but for a lot of folk. But we get to the spicy Pisces, and this shows up as a pleasant surprise, as the card symbolizes, as a pleasant surprise in the upright. But this is someone who is very much, tapping into their curiosity. This is similar to the Fool energy where you are very much moving in a. This is more intentioned than the Fool. Let me just say it that way. Where the Fool, obviously, they're moving through life, fresh start. There's not really an expectation about things. They're just going about life being free spirited, right? Nothing wrong with that. The Page of Cups, though, is someone who, again, is tapping into that energy and stuff. They yearn for a surprise. They have a curiosity about them, and they're going about life in a free spirited type of manner, but they're in a way expecting to be surprised. They're like, "Ooh, I wonder what the surprise is. I wonder what the like." The Fool is moving, and they're not going about day to day wondering what the surprise is. Essentially, whenever they get into something, right? But the Page of Cups is like, okay, I'm here now. I wonder what the big payoff is going to be at the end. I wonder what the surprise is. So that's the type of energy right now it seems to be that you're in regards to, I want to say, life in general, right? Your next card is the Four of Cups in reverse. About time this showed up in reverse as well. Um, this is someone who is clear-minded and someone their just accepting their lot in life, right? It's not that they don't want to change things. It's to simply just say, this is where I am in life. And if I want to change things, I have to go at it with a clear mind and not be so indifferent, like the reversal says. This is great to see again, coming off of the Page of Cups type of energy. This is someone who is, again, the Page of Cups is someone who wants that surprise, but you are someone who is like, you're also going to be very much accepting of whatever that surprise is. You're like, okay, I got a fish in this cup. All right, we got a fish. So it's like you move forward from that. Whatever other surprise, whatever else life throws at you, you're like, okay, this is where we are. You know, let's keep going. And to some folk, that might be crazy. That might be whatever. But I actually really like that energy. You know what I'm saying? So your last card is another four card, the Four of Pentacles. So I call it the card of responsibility, but the meanings or the words associated with this card is conservatism, hoarding, and being frugal, essentially. Um, but I think that this is, I say it's, I said it's responsibility, but I'm gonna say for this situation here, paired with these two cards you just got, I think it's appreciation. I think you're literally hoarding on to whatever life gives you. That fish that you got here, you're going to cherish that fish, whatever the fish symbolizes. Whatever else life is giving you, you're not just going to be on some, ooh, I wonder what the surprise is. But again, you're going to be very much accepting of whatever you get from the universe, and you're going to hold on to it. You're going to hold on to these things. What's the end goal here? I don't know. That's the Fool energy. Like, it's like you're not very much, you know, you you're very much in some, like, I don't know. I'm sorry if you heard them weird old people outside, but you're very much not going to um you're not going to fret, you're not going to trip about stuff. You're like, you're expecting your surprise. You're going throughout the day, and you're like, I'm wonder what the day is going to bring, essentially. And then when the day brings something, whatever that thing is, you take it, you accept it for what it is. Next day, same old story. It could be a situation to where you find something, you finally get something, and you want to do more. You want to get out, essentially, of that Page of Cups energy. Maybe in a Knight of Wands type of energy where you go forward toward that thing. Um, or you just continue going going throughout life in this energy. I really like this energy. Out of all the readings, I'm gonna say that this energy to me is the most admirable. You know what I'm saying? This is a great way to end off this live stream in this type of energy here. Um, it's very much like admirable, Pisces, that this is how you're doing things. So that's what I have for you today. As I've stated before, every 12 subscribers are all live reading, all signs live stream reading. I appreciate everyone who has been subscribing, those who popped in and out for whatever fucking reason. But no, if those who subscribe, to the channel. Really appreciate that. I do owe you all another reading because we surpassed another goal. We are at 62 subscribers. I personally would like to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2024. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe. Watch the other videos. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. All right. If you are interested in a personal read, you're able to book that with me by emailing me. You can find my email in the description box below. Have at it. All right. Until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Peace out.